Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is it, the last video from Hurricane 2025. As you guys might remember, this took place in Houston. Simon hosted, Nicola did all of the recording, and it was an awesome Swedish event. This is the last match that we will have from the tournament. This is from round 3, I believe. Cannot remember which round, but I think it was round 3. Um, and it's Tweedy with Triple S versus Ben with the deck. This is probably my favorite match from the tournament. It's it has some wild swings back and forth. A lot of crazy plays. It's just overall fun. I remember I watched when I was editing this down. This is round 3, yep. When I was editing this down, I was blown away by some of the plays that happened. So, reminder, we don't have Tweety's list of Triple S, but we do have Ben's list of the deck. Overall, it's just a great match, honestly. It's let's just jump in. That's all I can say. Here we go. All right, so Tweedy on the left, Ben on the right. Tweedy with Triple S, like I said, he has, the Savannah lines, the Sarahs. I can't remember if he plays Suchi or Dibs. Turn one tutor, I'm assuming for Ancestral Recall. Looks like he has 3 in hand. So he must have mulliganed. No, yeah, 3 in hand, I think. So he mulliganed down to 6. Yep, grabs Recall and passes. So Ben draws. Mox Jet. Mox Sapphire, Mox Jet recalls himself. Reminder, this is Swedish. Plays the strip and takes out the Underground Sea. So now Tweedy, I did not see a land in his hand. Yep, he scooped him up. That was the fastest a turn 2 scoop because he's like, I don't have a land. You just landed a recall. You're playing the deck. I'm not going to fuck with this. So I appreciate his willingness to go. This is just going to drag on for a while and I probably can't come back. I'm just going to go ahead and go on to game 2 right now so I can sideboard versus you to leave yourself more time. So it's pretty wild that he scooped that quick, but I also understand you want to be smart about it. Looks like he's pulling out Savannah lines. I feel like I would take out Dibs over Savannah lines in this matchup. If you're pulling Dibs too, that's fine, but I would definitely take out. He just took out a Chaos Orb. I don't think I would take out Chaos Orb versus the deck. I would pull out the Dibs though, because Dibs versus Sarah not great. Because 90%, that percentage I'm sure is wrong, but a large percent of the time, the deck's going to bring in 3 or 4 Sarah Angels. So if they land a Sarah Angel, your Dib sucks. He's pulled out a sword, so I guess Twee's going to stay aggressive, but if you're staying aggressive, wouldn't you want to keep a Savannah line in? I agree with dropping the balance, because you're basically, it's just going to be a bad mind twist in this matchup. And he bent to sleeve, so he's pulling another one out to replace for his Cobb. I think it was City of Brass. Yep. And then Ben, I'm assuming brings in Sarah's. Not much else to say. I mean, you could bring in some. Oh, you probably want to bring in. Doesn't he have City of in a bottle in his board? Try to remember what Ben had in his board. Yeah, I'd probably bring in City in a bottle. All right, I think Tweedy's got his 15 or his 60 figured out, and it's 50 in the board. Ben didn't get to see much, but he did see. At this point, I'm assuming he knew he was on Triple S or some sort of aggro deck. All right. Tweedy's putting one in his deck. Looks like he's got the 6 he wants. Ben does the same, and here we go. Tundra, Jet, Ruby, Dib. Now, this turn 1 Dib looks pretty good, and I'm kind of looking like a schmuck by saying you don't want that Dib, but didn't expect to see him turn 1. Ben's got to find himself a swords or a balance ASAP. Another Dib. Oh boy. Ben's got to find a Wrath of God. Oh, City in a Bottle. There goes those dibs. That's another reason why I don't like dibs in this matchup. So he did get 3 damage, but he just, man. He did get 3 damage in, but he just lost 2 cards. He's tapped out. Do you? Nope, he's in a, I thought he was in a, it's considered disenchanting then. But I agree, you don't have anything in your hand that you want to play right now, so. Time walk. Wow. It's a rough game to start it. Ben's really starting to dig deep. Tweedy desperately needs him to tap out so he can land a Sarah Angel. Needs a white source. No white source. He doesn't even have double blue. Hmm. He does have an ancestral recall. Trying to find a way to get him to tap out before he recalls. Tweedy thinking, do I recall now? Nope, goes to his turn. Draws. Disenchants after he blocks. Probably should have disenchanted when he activated before he could block. And then got the factory gets swords, and now Tweedy's down to 3 mana, so he's further away from Sarah than he was a turn ago. Now he's going to just throw out the recall, hoping he doesn't have the counter, and Ben has the counter. Oh, he plays a library, but library's in play right now, but City in a Bottle's in play, so library should be gone. Both players missed it. He has not tapped it for mana or anything, so it hasn't really mattered, and he only has 4 in hand. So at the end of the day, I don't think it really matters. Yet. If he starts using it to draw cards or mana, that could be a problem. And as you guys saw, Ben just landed a Sarah. Ben up 1-0 with the Sarah in play. Tweety with 5. He's at 21 though, so he has a few turns to figure this out. Looks like he's got a recall, and he's considering what to recall. Maybe he recalls Ancestral Recall? Is that what he's gonna do? I feel like that's probably the best play here. Again, Library should be in his hand right now, not in play. Swings 6 because he's got Factory. And then at the end of your turn, disenchant. He should, right now he's got 5 mana. He should have 4. I don't even know if you could play, and then Sarah gets swords. I don't even know if he could like play library and tap it for mana. Does he have a disenchant in his hand? He might even have a disenchant in his hand where he would have, had anybody been paying attention, he just would disenchant it at the time. Getting some glare there, or is that a dust to dust or divine offering? Hard to tell. Might be a dust to dust in play, or in his hand, excuse me. So neither player aware about the library. Right now he's in a recall for 2, so we have a few mistakes here. Getting disenchant and ancestral recall. Toss and counterspell and Divine Offering or maybe Dust to Dust. So again, he would have dusted Ivory Tower and the city and then played Library. But at this point, I think it's kind of mattered. His Ancestral Recall himself. No counter from Ben. Yeah, it happens. 6 cards in hand. Tweedy drops to 7. Draws with Library. Plays a City of Brass, and then Ben's like, "No, you can keep it in your hands. Fine, you went to play it." And he go, and then would assume this is where they probably realize what the hell's wrong. Yeah, Tweedy's like, "Oh shit, Library shouldn't even be in play." It's like, well, I would have disenchanted had we thought about it, and then that would have tapped for the draw. And then yeah, this makes more sense now. So they're making up for it, and then he's killing Library. So maybe once it comes into play, you're able to tap it still, and so it's fine. I think they're able to figure it out. Swords the Sarah, 6 in hand. Strip the Underground Sea. Play a Mox Emerald and pass. Ben's gonna gain a few life, some life from the Ivory Tower, which I never even thought about using Ivory Tower against Triple S, but kind of makes sense. You land that Ivory Tower turn 1 when they play their Savannah line turn 1. Helps basically time walk a few times. There's a Savannah Lions. So Ben has no creature. Tweedy's just landed Savannah Lion. He's down 21 to 7. And Drew Divine Offering plays another Savannah Lion. So he's starting to pick away. Gains a life off Ivory Tower. See, it's like lose 2 life, gain 1 life. That second Savannah Lion will create a clock though. Tweedy needs to be smart on. I see he's got a counter in his hand. He needs to be smart and only counter what he has to counter. Yeah, that's something you want to counter. Counters the balance. Ben getting desperate, even though he's at 20 life, he's getting nervous. When you're playing the deck, you're at 20 life. That's great. You have a lot of time to recover. Drops to 16. Gains 1 life. So he's taking 3 a turn right now from Savannah Lines because he's gaining 1 life. Plays a Cobb. Does he really need that mana? Maybe he really needs that mana. I'd almost rather just keep the mana in the City of Brass in hand. Lem swords your Savannah Lines. Do not counter that. Oh, he counters the swords. Wow. A little surprised he counters that swords. So a second swords. And I think he just got himself off Ivory Tower. Yep. So no life gain off Ivory Tower. So maybe Tweedy's right on that. Good play. You get made him use an extra card. And now he's got the twister though that you wish you had the counter for, right? Would you rather counter the time twister than that one swords? Maybe not though. Maybe you'd rather have 7 in your hand. But the deck getting 7 in their hand with 5 untapped. That's scary. I don't run as the shuffle. I don't run Time Twister in my version of the deck, though I understand why some people do. Fluffy's talked about it at length, so has a few other people. When it's good, it's great. When you draw it against like 12 bolt, it sucks, right? So I think the Fluffy said something like 20% of the time you cast it when you draw it. Like to me that's a no-go for me then. I'd rather have a different spell, like an Abyss or which could also be dead sometimes, but I, yeah, it's more likely to be useful. especially in today's meta where everything's so aggressive. Everything's aggressive these days. As we're watching a control deck versus a mid-range deck. All right, so City in a bottle again. Both players lose Cobb and pass. Oh, it's a disenchant. I thought that was a bounce for a second. Disenchant. What's he disenchanting? The pearl, I guess? Yeah, get him off white. Though he still has two white sources. I think I would have rather kept the disenchant in my hand. Because he still has 5. You can't counter anything, so he can still play Sarah if he has a Sarah. Yeah, I don't know if I would have played that disenchant. I think I would have kept in hand, though. It might not matter. Another Savannah Lion. So that factory on Ben's side can shut down one of those Savannah Lions, and then the other one the very next turn. It's getting close though. Tweedy's slowly climbing out of this, 13 to 8. He's got a Brain Geyser, Disenchant, maybe a Mandarin, Fireball for the win. Do you have it? He's got the Mandarin. Oh my gosh, that was a big Fireball too, right? That was a Fireball for 8. So he's got 9 mana right now. And I think he had a Brain Geyser, didn't he? I thought he did. So you have 9 mana. Okay, he's using 1 for Factory, so now he has 8 mana. He can Brain Geyser himself for 8. I think that's a fucking yes. Golly. Maybe Tweedy's glad that Time Twister was cast. Oh my goodness. 8? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, for 8. Oh my gosh. So many cards. I can't even see all the cards. There's so many. Green for, yep, Soul Ring. Still has a grip of a billion. Swing for 8. This game's getting, I think Tweedy just took over. Looks like he's got 2 blue for a counter if he drew into a counter. And discarding a Cobb, Dib, something else. It looks like he still has 8 or 9. So the Dibs in this match, in this game too, did 3 damage, and he's seen it 3 times. Hopefully, if this goes to game 3, Tweedy sides out those Dibs, because those Dibs are just not good in this matchup. He's attempting to swing. I don't know why Ben would swing there. Disenchant. And then he's got his red tapped. He tapped the wrong mana. Wow. So if you look, he tapped his red. He cast Regrowth to get back his Fireball, but then he tapped his red Mox and he scooped him up. Had he used one of the other Moxen, he could have wiped out the both Savannah Lions for like 4 mana and even dealt some to him, or even maybe got Tweedy. I'd have to go back and look, but then tapped the incorrect Mox, which caused him to not be able to cast that Fireball. Fireball either would have wiped out the Savannah Lions or it could have been game winning. And then also, I don't know if I would have attacked with Factory, but I guess he was trying to bait Tweedy into, yeah, maybe he was trying to get bait Tweedy into spending mana for some reason. Either way, I'm really surprised on that regrowth. Shit happens though. All right, so we're shuffling up for game 3. Let's jump ahead to game 3 here. Okay, they both cut. Tweedy Tweety and Ben redoing their playmats, and he still has Dib in. I don't know if I agree with that. I think they both mulliganed here. So, yep. So there's Ben going down to 6. Tweety looks like he has a pretty good hand too, though. I wish we could see Ben's hand. Put the Dib on the bottom. Oh, wow. That's pretty good. Mox, Mox, Mox Lotus, I think, actually. What, oh, man. I think next turn he's about to drop a Sarah Angel. I don't remember. I haven't seen this. I did, when I edited the games down, I did see it, but that was like 2 months ago. So when I'm recording this right now, I don't remember exactly how this all plays out. Wow. Tweedy going broken too. And he goes turn one dib. A land, two mocks, a soul ring, a dib, and a Savannah line with one in hand. That's a hell of a first turn. Wow, Ben. Ben can't balance if he still has it. I don't know. Maybe he's got a wrath. But if he lands Sarah Angel, if he just plays Sarah Angel right now, that's going to be hard for Tweedy to handle as Tweedy's got a swords. One in hand, he says. Oh, he balanced. Wow, he did balance down to one, and then he strips the land. So now they both. So Ben has 0 cards. Tweedy has two. Just drew his second card. What's he gonna do? Disenchant? Disenchant the Lotus. Do it. Do it. Is that disenchant? Yeah, I like that. That way he can't play Sarah. And plays a land. Passes. That was wild. What a wild balance strip, and then what a wild disenchant. Oh, Dib, you have the swords. I would just keep the Ivory Tower in my hand. He plays the Ivory Tower with two in hand, it looks like. And he's got swords. Wow. Here we go. Draw, go. This is wild. I honestly don't think I watched this game three now that I think about it. Another swords? I think I would have took the two. I don't think I would have swords Savannah Line at 20 life. I think I would have waited to see a Sarah Angel or got way lower in life. Ben with that quick swords though. I think Ben's got a red elemental blast, but no way of casting it. Tweedy can stop playing lands now and just start building up his hand in case he draws a tower or something. He does have a counterspell in hand, so that's big. Still playing lands though. I don't know what you're playing the lands for. You keep them in your hand. Oh, maybe that's why, because you're hoping to do what the brain geyser method Ben just tried doing. Savannah lines pass. All right, here we go. Starts pecking away with Savannah lines. Ben's got a good grip though. He's got five in hand. And if he top decks a Sarah, he can cast it. Divine Offer in the Ivory Tower, I like that. Then you should gain a life off Ivory Tower. Yep, Ben's down to 16. Second main, what are you casting? And then he's in a red elemental blast Dib. So Dib got countered. Swing two again, dropping to 14. That's the other thing about Dibs being red. Dib's a great creature, right? Top five. I know I say that quite a bit, but Dib is a top five creature. I just don't like it in a matchup against Sarah. However, Ben's not seeing any Sarahs right now. But City in a Bottle and a red elemental blast. Oh, there's Sarah. Tweety needs an answer. He must have a recall, huh? That's why he's looking at his graveyard? Or is he calculating the odds of him getting a better card? Maybe he's calculating the odds. Does he have a Brain Geyser, maybe? Ben cannot counter, so if you have a Brain Geyser, now's the perfect time to go ham on this Brain Geyser. And he's got a Lotus in play, so he could Brain Geyser for a lot. Oh, recall for two? Oh, he's got a red elemental blast. Wow. I thought he was tapped out. I guess he wasn't. Uh-oh. That could be the end of it here. Let's see. Savannah Lines or Sarah Angel slowly taking over. Tweedy falls to 21. He needs to answer that thing right effing now. Drops to 17. Draw go. What'd you draw? Plays the land. Hmm. He just drew a library and played it. Had he been holding those lands in his hand, library might be live, but he's got to pass. I can't tell what the hell that is. Oh, my twist. My twist is hand away. Get rid of library. Swing of Sarah. Drops to 9. Passes. So now Tweedy just got a top deck and answer here. He's got library in play, but plays the city. I think he knows he's done. The mock tutor for, I'm assuming, time walk. That's game. They shake hands. Yeah, that was a wild game 3 for sure. I enjoyed this matchup. I don't get to see a lot of triple S versus the deck, but I think the city in a bottle. This matchup made me respect city in a bottle a hell of a lot more. I think I need to buy a couple of those and just have those in my potentially as sideboard cards for the deck for me. Of course, I'd have to drop the Cobb list down to 3, I think. I don't think I want to run it with 4. Anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed this matchup. This was the last matchup of Hurricane. Reminder that Colin ended up winning the tournament. He beat me in the last round to win it. Killed me. Wasn't even close with blue-white flyers. It was awesome. I cannot wait for this year's event. Thanks, guys. Catch you later.